Field, John Handley High School. Joining me, Jaiquan Offutt, the brother of Jaiquan Offutt. Another year stronger, another year better for this Handley team back out there. How does it feel just getting back out there, Jaiquan?
It feels great to be back out here. I mean, it's only once in a lifetime you get to play Handley football and be able to be in high school and play football here. So it's definitely a great feeling.
Take me through last year, getting the opportunity to play with your brother one last time. Obviously, now he's at Wake Forest, but you're still here holding down the Offutt tradition at Handley High School. What's that been like?
It was great, but I moved on to this year, and we got stuff to get done this year, and we all got one common goal, so hopefully we can accomplish that this season.
I mean, last year, this Handley team had a lot of spark, obviously not ending the way you want down at Salem, but a lot of positives that you can take out of last year into this year, I would imagine. Just take me through maybe a chip on your shoulder that's driving this team to get one step further, another step closer to the ultimate goal.
Yes, sir. Everybody that's around here, they doubt us. People down south doubt us. Everyone that knows Handley, they doubt us. So it's definitely, we got to come different this year and be able to compete with everybody, and no matter the circumstance.
So I know you're in the first opening days of camp here, but how's everything been so far? I know it's early on, a lot of camp left to do before scrimmages and getting into the regular season, but how's everything in your mind?
Everything's decent right now. We still got a lot of work to do and improving all over the defense, offense, special teams, everything like that. So it's definitely going to be a lot of work to get done.
And just during the offseason, take me through what you really were focusing on yourself coming into camp. And I know Coach Smith opens up the weight room and other stuff, but just take me through what you were working on to get better yourself.
Definitely getting in shape and getting my mental right, and definitely bonding with my teammates more. I think having a close bond with your teammates, that will definitely help us down the road when it comes to playoffs.
And I know this wasn't really filmed when I got here, but Coach Smith opened up the first half of this practice with everybody gathering around the JH logo. Looked like a pretty fun activity, sort of get the energy going early on. And just having that energy, what is that like to have around the team like that?
It's definitely way different than last year. Like last year, we would just go straight from stretches into Indy, and it would be like dead. So be able to get in the middle of a circle and be able to hit each other is definitely a big energy boost, and it definitely transitions into every session that we do out here.
Jaiquan, really appreciate the time. Best of luck to you this season, my friend.
Thank you.
Now joining me, Jamir Washington here at the Handley Bowl, my friend. Finishing off the first portion of practice today. How does it feel just getting back out there?
Feels good. Last week, our first day of camp, we was a little flat, but every day we just bring more excitement. Today was hype. We had a good practice.
Yeah, and I was talking to some guys earlier, and they mentioned the team chemistry is very strong early on. How huge is that in your mind?
It's huge, especially since we got a lot of players returning, and we go to our teammate's house, Trent. We just bond all the time. We come out here, put on the field. We just have fun out here.
A lot of returners from the last season where I would imagine y'all didn't want to end up, but a lot of positive notes to take away from that. Take me through what you're taking out of last season into this year.
Really just working hard. We ended off week last year. We lost two of our best players. We just want to fight. We want to do what we should have did after losing them.
So in terms of just the togetherness on the field, how huge is that working to get better at the things you were trying to improve on off of last year to reach that ultimate goal this year?
Really, we just work a lot, really. We just want to get better. We spend a lot of time out here getting better. We just push each other a lot.
What's it like in your mind just battling out in the Northwestern District? It seems like a lot of tough competition year in and year out.
Yeah, it's a lot of competition out here, but, in my mind, I love the competition. It just makes me want to be better, especially since, last year was my first year playing varsity, so I really want to prove what I can do.
You mentioned your receiver, too, and just look at some of the drills you were doing, going down the field, running some plays. How do you think that aspect of practice was today as you progressed further and further into the season?
It was all right. We dropped a couple balls today, but we gotta, we gotta do and get better and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna keep pushing.
Jamir, really appreciate the time and best of luck to you this season.
Thanks for having me.
Now joining me, JoJo Johnson. We spoke last year, JoJo. Now back again, your senior season. Take me through what it's like just being back out here with the squad.
I love it. Love my team. I'm very happy, excited to be back out here for the upcoming season.
I know last year not the way you all wanted, but a lot of positive strides that I would imagine you all are taking that positivity into this year. What's working out so far early on in camp that you want to use to sort of motivate this team to get one step further?
We got a lot of guys coming back. That motivates us a lot. And, we're hopefully pushing to get better than last season based off of that.
A lot of guys coming back, I would imagine that means a good team chemistry off the start. How huge is that?
I think that's a very important aspect of a team. If you want to win, you have to have great team chemistry, and I think we have a lot of that. I think that's going to benefit us a lot.
Absolutely. So you're in pads, first couple days of camp. How do you think the energy and just the intensity's been going for you all so far?
In my opinion, I feel like practice has been getting better every practice. Energy, just everything, excitement, and all of that.
Yeah, and just your senior season, one last drive for you. What stands out to you, and what are you looking forward to the most?
What I'm looking forward to the most is just working off of last season and just getting way better, progressing, our whole team progressing, and working together as a unit, and hopefully finishing this senior year off strong. Yeah.
JoJo, really appreciate the time, and best of luck to you this season. I'm sure we'll catch you down the road.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Now joining me, a senior on this Handley Judges football team, Will Yoder, a huge contributor, Will, last year. Going into this year, how does it feel getting back out there early days of camp here at the Handley Bowl?
I mean, it feels awesome being out there with my guys every single rep of every single day. I mean, that's all you want in life.
Absolutely. Take me through last year. I know, obviously, not where the team wanted to be, but a lot of positives out of a great season. What are you sort of taking away from that building upon into this year?
Yeah, I don't think we ended where we wanted to end at, obviously. I think our team battled a lot of adversity, and I think we're going to come back a lot stronger. We're building off of that, and in practice, we've been showing it. We're doing a lot of great things here.
And how huge is it that you have a lot of returning guys coming back to try to reach that goal?
I think it's awesome. We got a ton of team chemistry. We all go together really well. I think that's all we need for this team. And we just need a little bit of leadership from within, and then we'll be great.
So take me through early on. It looks like some high-intensity practices that Coach Smith is putting on, but you're getting the work in but having some fun as well. How huge is that?
That's awesome. I mean, we're all out here competing. We're having fun. That's what you want in football practice, and we're out here getting better. So.
Absolutely. And just to throw in this nugget, how huge is it? In the Winchester area, your dad's coaching for Shenandoah, Scott Yoder, and you're playing here at Handley. So football runs pretty deep in the Yoder family.
Yes, sir. So he's been coaching football for a good while now. Obviously, he's taught me some of my skills. I get to go back home every single day, talk football with him. So I think that's great. He's developed me to the player that I am today.
There we go. Will Yoder, really appreciate the time. Hopefully we'll catch you down the line, but best of luck to you this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now joined by the head coach of the John Handley Judges, Jake Smith. Back at it again, Coach. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. It's a great day. It's like Christmas.
Yeah, you said that last year. It's like Christmas morning, getting out here and being with your team again. It seemed like a lot of high energy in today's practice. I know some of the guys were like, the first day, it wasn't the best, but slowly but surely progressing early on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think the first day you're trying to set a standard, right, and what you're trying to do and the way in which you want to practice and the intensity in which you bring. And I think our guys have done a great job so far of, adhering to that and moving forward in the right direction. And we've had a ton of energy, a ton of effort, and a lot of intensity, which I think has been great.
I know last season, Coach, a lot of positives not ending where the Judges team wanted to be, but a lot of positives out of that season. What are you sort of taking out of that into this season, if you are?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a lot of success last year. Ultimately, we got a little bit bit by the injury bug, and so I think it leaves some guys, a little bit bitter. And I think it's fueled us this off season, and I think it's fueled us so far throughout the summer and into this camp. I think our guys have a little bit of chip on their shoulders, and which I always think that's a good thing. I mean, I think you always have to find a way to create an edge or to have an edge, and so it kind of just has occurred naturally for us this year, and I think it's been a positive thing for us.
So, off season, getting most of your players in before we've reached camp. What's the off season regimen like? How'd that turn out?
Yeah, we're in the weight room 3 days a week while school's in session. And then we come out, 2 days a week before school starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. We do some team stuff during that time, and then, in the summer, we're 4 days a week, 2 hours a day, an hour on the field, an hour in the weight room, and all preparation for coming into camp. And so we've had high numbers, throughout those sessions, and I think camp's been good so far.
And the energy you're bringing, it seems like just a different type of atmosphere. You're getting vocal, you're getting loud, but having fun with it. Obviously, the players, I would imagine, know when you're being serious, but at the same time, you incorporate some fun into it. How huge is that?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. I mean, we encourage our kids to have energy, and I tell them to try to match mine, right? Because I'm going to bring it every day. And so you can't ask kids to do something that you're not doing yourself. And so us as coaches, we have to set that example of bringing that energy and excitement and enthusiasm to practice each day. And all we ask is that it gets reciprocated from the players. And so far, I mean, I think they've done a great job of doing so. It aids in our practice intensity. Our guys are working really hard. And when you're having fun while you're doing those things, man, I just think it's a great thing.
So early on in camp, I know last year you lost Hassan Akambi and Jaiquan Offutt, but just as a coaching staff with a lot of returners, how do you think it's going so far trying to find the pieces to maybe replace those guys who made such an impact last year for you all?
I mean, obviously, Hassan, incredible athlete, very gifted, extremely fast, powerful, checks all the boxes. So replacing a guy like that's difficult. But I think we have a lot of great athletes on our team that are going to share the wealth at the running back position. And so far, those guys have stepped up and done a great job. And a guy like Jaiquan, 4-star recruit at tackle, again, it's hard to replace or replicate. But, we lost 2 other guys there as well up front, Xavier Lee and Matt Bossard. And so, we're filling 3 positions on the O-line. And so far, I think, the group that's been in there, we're repping about 7 guys, are getting some camaraderie together and some chemistry and doing some really great things. So I'm excited to see this group this fall.
How huge is the team chemistry early on in camp as it progresses through to your scrimmages and into the regular season?
I mean, I think the more hard things you do together, the better that you're going to be. And so if you have some enthusiasm while you're doing it, I mean, it's great. I think our team's very tight-knit. We're not a big group. We have about 75 kids out, 9 through 12. And so it makes us extremely close. We spend a lot of time together in the off-season and in-season away from football. And I think all of those things are vitally important to your team's success.
Rewind even further. I saw some pictures. You give your players the opportunity to take them to camps, tour schools, the recruiting aspect. What's that like, getting your kids and taking them to different places, maybe schools that might be interested in them, so on and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, I think the recruitment side of it, obviously, one, you got to have the grades, right? And 2, you have to be a recruitable player. And so those guys do their job at the college part of evaluating and who they want to see. And so, we get to have opportunities to take guys to different places and to get out and have that experience at those camps. And, so far for us, it's we've had a lot of success. And, Jaiquan's gone this year, and Hassan's gone this year, and Jack's gone this year. And we have, 9 guys, currently being recruited, which I think is great. Several of them have some, offers already. JoJo has offers, Jaiquan has offers, Zaquan has offers, Tristan has offers. Jamir, Yoder, those guys are all close. I said I think we're going to end up with 9 guys being recruited or having the opportunity to play football in college, and anytime that happens, it's a special thing.
Do you look back on you and the staff and be reflect on these offers and be like, I helped them get to that point in a sense?
I mean, the kids do the work, right? And so they get the grades, right? And they perform, and it's our job to expose them to as many people as possible. And from there, it's up to the school and the fit and those sorts of things. And so, our guys have done a great job of putting them in positions to be recruited, and it's turned out really well for us.
So, Coach, camp, is there anybody who stood out to you that might be a younger player or something in your early evaluations of the team?
Yeah, I mean, we have some question marks in some different places, but I think, Amari Brown sticks out to me, coming in from basketball and having no football experience. He's done a great job of picking things up offensively and defensively. He's very explosive. He's shown to be physical as well. And so, we're really, really excited to see, what he can do in game situation.
You mentioned he came from basketball, not really playing football. Does it make your job sort of difficult trying to teach them, or do you think it's easier coming from one sport to the other, sort of like plug and play?
I mean, I think there's a lot of transferable skills from basketball to football and from football to basketball and vice versa. And so he has a great spatial awareness, right? He has got really quick twitch ability in short spaces. But, the biggest things from adjustments there is they just have to adjust to the size of the field, right? Basketball court's not very long. It's not very wide. There's a lot more space out here. But, once those things kind of settle in and you understand the physicality of it, I mean, it's a great crossover.
Absolutely, and I know you're an in-the-moment sort of guy, but I like to ask, what do you like about the schedule upcoming this season?
I think my favorite part of the schedule is our back half of it. We play all of our local games in Kettle Run. I mean, I think anytime you play a local game, the kids get excited. It's great for the community, in the area in general, and so we're really looking forward to those things.
Is the back half, because I saw that having all the district games on the back half, does that present an opportunity to challenge your players to stay in the moment, get ready for each of those games? I know we're looking a little bit on the back half, but at the same time, I would imagine there's a lesson you're going to bring to your kids about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously we start with Eastern View. I mean, that's a great program, historically been really good and successful, for a long time. But I mean, as anyone will tell you, and the kids know too, I mean, when you play local, it's just a different atmosphere. Everybody knows everybody. These kids grew up with each other. They played rec league with each other in different sports and various things. And so we have this all back to back, and so that's going to be a challenge for us. We're going to have to match that energy every week. And so, we're looking forward to it.
And a scheduling change, that's all I'll say, but you're hosting Westmoreland, a team that you probably aren't too familiar with. When you look at that on the schedule, how do you sort of start preparing for that? I know it's down the road, but just your inside thoughts on something like that.
The Harrisonburg game for us is something that we've played for a long time. There's a lot of history behind it. Harrisonburg dropped this late in April. There was almost nobody that had a game available. We were looking in Pennsylvania and some different places for a game. Luckily, in-state opponent had an open date or vacancy in Westmoreland, and so we jumped on it because we didn't want to end up with 9 games. And they're a good program. It's a smaller school. Historically speaking, they've been good and they've been talented. They had FBS guys in recent history. They have an FBS player on the team right now, and we're looking forward to that matchup.
So some familiarity and some unknown. Do you think that presents a good challenge to your team looking at the schedule as a whole?
Yeah, historically speaking, they've been a strong program, and so we'll look forward to that challenge. And it's unknown, right? We haven't seen them in the last couple of years in person, and you don't really know what to expect, and that has some excitement to it as well.
Well, Coach, you've been around here for quite some time, making your impact, your mark, with the culture of this Handley Judges football team from day one to now. Just take me through what it's been like for you being at John Handley High School and making such a positive impact.
I think, one, we have great support from our leadership, all the way, from our superintendent, Mr. Van Huculum, all the way down to our principal, Susan Brathwaite, and to Reed Prosser, who is here as our AD, and to now into Mark Timmons. I think it all starts there. And they set the bar high, and it's something that you're always trying to chase. And I think it makes you better as a person and as a coach. And from year one to now, I think we've made a ton of progress in a lot of different facets. Our team GPA is significantly higher than it was when we started. We have 3 football players in student government. We have several football players who are participating in DECA and traveling the country in that, in balancing, athletics, as well. And so those are all things to be proud of, and we've done a great job with so far. And we're just going to continue to build, on what we've started here.
Here with the head coach of the John Handley Judges, Jake Smith, right here at the Handley Bowl. And you just look at this place, Coach, and football's right around the corner, because nothing really beats Saturday afternoon football at a nice venue like this. Does it ever get old?
No, it doesn't. And if you played football in college, and you understand the importance and significance of Saturdays, and so it really, you have the college type environment and feel with when we get up and we do breakfast at 8 o'clock and kind of our game day routine here, and so it brings back some memories of when you played, and so I think it's great. I don't think it'll ever get old, particularly coming down the steps.
Coach, really appreciate your time. Looking forward to working with you all season. You can catch Coach Smith each and every week on the brand new pregame show, Kirby's Kickoff. Really appreciate your time, Coach.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.